Hello all, welcome back to Learning Partner. If you are new, please do subscribe. This is another channel where you can directly connect with me. We have around 1,000 plus members already who are working. We take live coding sessions and everything. To just get notified about those sessions, please do join this group. So in this video, we are going to see how we set up the admin application, as in admin panel in Angular, or some of the guys have a question like, how do we actually implement the sidebar or top navigation bar? Top navigation bar, I almost take in every video. But how do in this video we are going to do with the sidebar? And the basic thing is what we need to cover when we are talking about admin panel application. So first of all, admin kind of application is means an application which is only dedicated for particular users. So let's say if we talk about any application, let's say if we talk about bank application. So in bank application, there are two kinds of application. First is for customer, which they can log in from the website. Correct. So it's a website form. And once customer login, some menus will appear like account statement, like so many not things, but it's a website application. And same like that, one more application will be there for back office, where bank employees will log in. So for bank employee, they don't need a website, correct? What they need, they just need a login page. And once they log in, they will navigate to some dashboard. And there they will be able to see all the links menu. So this is what we are talking about. So admin applications, as in when we hit the website or when we visit the website, by default, we get just the login page. And once we log in, then only we get to see all the menus and everything. So that structure we are going to decide now. So just a Angular 18 project I have created. So once after creating the Angular 18 project, I have just installed Bootstrap and Foundation. And if you are using Bootstrap and Foundation, you need to add the CSS to your Angular.json in the style section also. So ng new, then project name. And then after that, I have installed npm bootstrap and npm I Foundation. Then this I have added into my Angular.json. This is the initial thing I have done. Now, so let's create a scenario like where we are going to see how admin applications is created. So component, how many component we are going to need? So first component, login component we need. So by default, app component will be our parent component. So in that, login component will be visible. But once we log in, then it should navigate to some else page, and there we should see the navbar and everything. And we should be able to navigate also. And in the middle of the navbar, we will be able to see the activated route component. So for that, we can, to put the navbar, either we can create a layout component, or you can call it as a header or something, or home component, anything. This component will be responsible to store your navbar or sidebar in your case. And then remaining component, let's say I'm creating dashboard, an employee component, just I'm creating. Fine. So let's create component. Now this is the project. So inside that app folder is there. Inside app folder, I'm just creating a folder like pages. Now inside pages, I'm going to create components. So right click in new terminal. To create the component in Angular, ng generate component. I'm writing the shortcut. You can write generate and component as well. So first component, login. Let's enter. So once you enter, you can see 4 files have been created. And here also you can see login folder is created and the basic files we need for component are created. Then we are going to need layout. Enter. So this component will be created. Then we need dashboard. I will also cover the dashboard. So many guys are getting confused, like what is the dashboard? Is it like something Angular concept or not? It's not. It's pretty easy. So I will just go through it. And let's say employee. So 4 components we have created. Once you create the component, next step is the routing. So we have app route.ts. Before Angular 17, we used to have app routing module.ts, but now it's just a constant file. Fine. So now, first route, which I'm going to create is the default route. So default route won't have, why it's not suggesting. Let's just give it a time. Still, it's not suggesting path. Default route, it will be empty. And if we don't have anything in the URL, where we have to navigate? So we will navigate to login, and path my strategy we need to add with full. So this is my default route. Then we need the login route. So path URL will be login. Once if URL is login in the browser, which component we have to open? So we need to specify the component. So login component. This is just a class name of this login component. See, it will be coming, it is coming from over here. Okay. Now, after login, let's say we have again so many components which we don't want. Let's say you have components which are available across the website, or before the login also they should be available. So those component route you will be creating at the parent level, like here only. Okay. But as we are talking about the admin application, now coming back to the components which we are going to access after the login. So here we have to create an empty login like this component, and here component will be layout. Fine. Then components which we are going to access after the login will be part of the layout component as a children. So here we need the children square bracket, and here we need to create the routes of the components which we are going to access after the login, means dashboard and the employee. So path dashboard, sorry, component dashboard component. Just like that, we have one more component that is employee. So let's create for that. Employee component. So those who are not aware about the Angular 17 and 18 feature. So if you have to set the title of the page, you can do that over here. While declaring route only, you can do that. See. Okay. So dashboard. And here I can specify the name. Previously, we used to have the title service, but that title service is deprecated now. While creating route only, you can specify the title. And here employee. This will show at the tab level, browser tab. Fine. So this is your routing should look like. Now we need, now I said like layout component we are going to use for sidebar, for keeping our navigation. So first I'm getting rid of the everything. Now, as I said, your router outlet, your app component will be just the parent component. So in app component, we will just have the router outlet, nothing else. Fine. Let's just save and check if we are able to see the login page. See, even if I remove this and just localhost 4200, still I'm able to navigate to the login because of the default route we created. If the path is empty, it is navigating to login. Clear? Now, let's close this. Now we need the login page. So let's get the login page first. So let's say I'm just going to HTML login page, HTML CodePen. From CodePen, I'm just using any. If you are strong in UI sites, always design a page. If you're not, just use any page already is there. So let's use this. And whenever you are using directly copy pasting from somewhere, now always get the div structure, not whole the body. Some of the guys are creating or getting the whole HTML and everything. It's a single page application. We just need HTML content, not the body and everything. Then you need to copy the CSS from body. I will tell you like what you need to do in the body. Let's copy and we need to put it over here. Now we don't have the body. So what you need to do, you just need to create a parent div over here. Sorry. And all your content, you have to move it inside this. It's like a parent div we are passing. And this parent, instead of body, I will add it to parent so that it will get the parent CSS, whatever it needs. Let's see if login page is visible. See, without doing anything, it is properly login page is coming. So whatever I have done, you just follow the same thing. Any UI template, just do the same thing. Your login page will look like same what I have done. Now, So on click of login, we need to navigate to somewhere else. But before we need to implement the login. So again, I'm not doing with the API call. So just a static login we will do. So for static login as well, what I will do, I will create a login object. I'm just going with any, I'm not creating interface or anything because that is not our thing to discuss right now. Then password. Fine. So I have created object. Now this object I need to bind to my login form. Again, I'm going to use template form. So we need forms module in the import section. So let's bind it. So we have this text box, square bracket, round bracket, ng model. Login object dot. Let's get the username. Just like this. We need the password also. Whenever you are using the ng model, make sure if your ng model is inside the form tag, then name attribute also get mandatory. Otherwise, we will get error. Let me show you that error also. So if you open the console, you will get one error if ng model is used within a form tag. So name attribute is mandatory. If you are using ng model without the form tag, then name attribute won't be mandatory. So name, sorry. And whatever the property name you have binded, you can give it over here like this. Let's copy over here. So now if you see error won't be there. Fine. So login page is done. Now what we need to do on click of login, we just need to write a normal function. So click on login. Now it's a static login. I will just hard code the values. So many time in machine test also, they will ask you to do the hard code login. So hard code login means nothing but writing the hard code condition. So this dot login object dot, sorry, login object dot username is equal to admin and dot password is equal to, let's say I'm keeping as 112233. So if user enters this credential, then only I will be redirecting him or I will be allowing him to log in. Okay. But if he doesn't provide this combination, it will go to the else block and there I will show alert box. I'm just normally showing like wrong credential. Fine. And if user is successfully login, we need to navigate to the dashboard component. So from component, we have to navigate to the dashboard. So we have to make use of the router service. So router is equal to inject. So inject is something new which we got from Angular 16. So just like dependency injection, how we used to do dependency injection using constructors, same thing we are doing with inject. So router. Now this dot router dot navigate by URL and where we need to navigate on the dashboard. So let's get the dashboard URL. So this is my URL. Fine. Let's just test it if we are able to navigate. So let's try the wrong password first. On click of login, you can see wrong credential I'm getting. Let's pass the correct password. Admin 112233. On click of login, why it is going still to the, let's try to debug. Login component. So just to debug over here, just go to source tag, Control P, and you can open the any file component. Right. Let's add a debugger over here. Login. So I get the, okay, here you can see we have added 3 times 1. So that's why it is not able to log in. Let's add 3 times 1. One. So now you can see once user successfully provided the right credential, we are able to navigate to the dashboard. And we navigated to the dashboard, but layout component got loaded. Why? Because of the routing structure. So see, dashboard component is a children of layout component. So even if we navigate to the dashboard component, my layout component will first render. So now in layout component, I should have router outlet again with sidebar and everything. Now for sidebar, if you are good with UI design, you can design your thing, or you can just Google Bootstrap sidebar. So I normally use from bootstrap.com. They have tons of proper examples. So let's use this one, the first one, the black. So now where is that? Yeah. So let's get the HTML part, copy, and this HTML, we have to put it into our layout component. Now here, I will just create a proper row column structure. Or let's try it first. Call, let's say 3. And in call 3, I will have the navbar. And after call 3, we have call 9. And here I will have router outlet. So router outlet again we will need because dashboard was there in the URL, but router layout component was visible. So we need router outlet so that dashboard component will be visible. But before using router outlet, you need to import it also. Router outlet, then you can use it. Fine. Let's just try to save. Some CSS we need to adjust, but it will come. Oh, nothing is coming. Why is it? Or did we miss anything? BG dark. Let's try to inspect. CSS are not coming. Why is it in means Angular Bootstrap CSS? It is not applying. Let me just see if row. Yeah, so you can see row classes is also it is not showing. So Bootstrap it is not understanding. But why it is not understanding? In layout component, in a node module we have Bootstrap. Yes, and in Angular JSON also we are using it. Okay, sorry. What I did after you made any changes to the angular.json, you need to recompile. So I didn't recompile. Let me just rerun again. So to rerun the project, you just have to press Ctrl C in the terminal and again you can run the command. So now let's try it. So now you can see it is visible, but it is not taking the full width. So in one video, I have handled that. So let me just find that. Control R, where I have handled that. Let me just quickly check. Let me just check where I have handled that. Okay, so you can see it has taken the 100% width. That because I have added VH100 class. So this is the only thing. We don't need the static height. So let's get rid of that. So now you can see we have the sidebar. Again, if you need to increase or increase the size, you can do that. Previously, when I implemented that, I used that using displayplex. So it had the more structure. Or let's use that. Let me just copy this. So we can have a control over specific height. So this div is done. 85 width. So instead of using Bootstrap grid, I'm just going with the flex. Let's see. So now it looks proper and I don't have the sidebar, scroll bar also at the bottom. So this is our sidebar. Let's increase a little bit height. Let's say 20% and it will be 80%. Fine. Now, so by default, it is available. By default, it is navigating to dashboard. So now this is our navigation, but nothing but. So here we need to add the navigation. So for that, we have this navigation. So home tag. So instead of href, we have to use router link. Again, to use the router link, you need to import it. So comma router link. Then you can use the router link over here. Instead of href, you can use router link slash. So this is like dashboard only, home component, nothing but dashboard. So here, sorry, dashboard will be over here. Let's copy over here our employee. So we have just created two components. Let's save and check if we are able to navigate. Wait, we didn't change the title. Yeah. So employee, and instead of home, let's say dashboard. Let's save. So now by default dashboard is visible. If I click on employee, you can see I'm able to navigate, but this class is not getting changed. So for that, from routing only, we get router link active or something is there. Let me just check again. I forgot that. One directive is there that we need to add. Where is that? Active. Let's Google it. Active router link class. Router link active. Fine. So this is the directive which we have to use. Why the issue is currently if we are in the employee page and also now still dashboard is getting highlighted. So for that we need to add it over here. Where is the active? So this class we need to give over here. Same, let's copy over here and let's remove this. Let's save and try now. No, why still it's not getting applied? Here active class is getting applied. See if we click on the dashboard, it is getting applied, but it's not getting that structure. Why is it? Let's go back. How it's highlighting, let's check quickly. Active only. Wait, I think we are doing something wrong. Let's quickly check. Router link active, that's it. Correct only, like this we are using. But how, why it is not adding that class? Mhm. What we are missing? Everything looks correct. Mhm. I will check this later and I will push it to the uh, repo. Okay. Now it's a small thing, so I don't want to waste the time. Now, so we are able to navigate. See, now here we need to have the logout button and everything. So here you can have a profile, logout, everything you can have. So this is the structure how we do it. Now in some application, as per project requirement, you will be asked to create a sidebar, or you can have a top navigation bar also, right? Or in some application now, bottom navigation bar is also there. So this is the structure what you need to do. You just need to create an extra component which will have a which will have a place to keep your navbar, and you need the router outlet so that after navigation, whatever the route is activated, that will be rendered over here. Fine. Let me just quickly check that. So sorry, I forgot, like whatever you are using, we need to import it. So if we are using router link active, obviously we need to import it, then only it will work. So just like router outlet and router link. So router link active, then it will start work. So now you can see it is getting highlighted. Got it? So I forgot that. Fine. What else we discussed? Yeah. So for dashboard. So what is dashboard? So for dashboard is nothing but, let me just get the dashboard. Dashboard widgets. Bootstrap only we will use it. Board pen. See like this. So this is kind of a dashboard. So what you should have in the dashboard is just the tile something where you can show this kind of structure. Let's just get this CS div. Let's get the HTML part and we will put it into our dashboard component dot row dot call, let's say 3. Inside that I will put it. Let's save. I think it needs the CSS. Let's try this. Icons won't come, but like this structure you need to do. So this is nothing but dashboard. You just need to have a statistical information. You can have just card like this, some graphs, okay, some top list or something you will show. Like this design you need to do for the dashboard. And in the remaining pages, you will have normal CRUD operation, whatever we normally do. Fine. So this is how we implement the sidebar or the admin kind of application thing. Fine. Again, if you are new, please do like and subscribe my channel.